Ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk. That guy who says he's just not the emotional type, the one who rolls his eyes at rom-coms and claims he's allergic to feelings, plot twist, he probably fell for his girlfriend 3 weeks before she even knew his middle name. Yeah, you heard that right. Science just delivered the ultimate gotcha moment, and it turns out men are basically walking contradictions with commitment issues who actually commit faster than anyone else on the planet. Today, we're diving into the psychology, the research, and the absolutely hilarious irony of why men fall in love faster than women, even though they'd rather eat glass than admit it. Buckle up, because we're about to shatter some stereotypes and probably ruin a few first dates in the process. Fact number 1. The research that broke the internet and every man's pride. A widely held belief exists that women are more romantic and tend to fall in love faster than men. But here's where things get spicy. One study surveyed 172 college students and found that men reported falling in love earlier and expressing it earlier than women reported. The researchers basically said, hold up, society got this completely backwards. Picture this. While women are over here playing emotional chess, carefully calculating whether this person is worth their Netflix password, men are already planning matching Halloween costumes. According to a new study from the Australian National Institute, men tend to fall in love earlier than women, by about a month on average. A whole month! That's like dog years in dating time. The funniest part, both men and women still believe women fall faster. It's like we're all living in some collective delusion where men convinced us they're emotionally unavailable robots when really they're just emotionally unavailable robots who happened to fall head over heels last Tuesday. But wait, before you start side-eyeing every dude in your life, let's talk about why this happens, because trust me, it gets even weirder. Fact number 2. Evolution made men into secret hopeless romantics. Here's where Darwin crashes the party with some uncomfortable truths. Men tend to fall in love and express feelings of love more quickly than women do, and the reason for this is most likely related to biology. Basically, evolution handed men a strategy that's equal parts brilliant and embarrassing. Think of it this way. Historically, men had to compete for women's attention like it was Black Friday at Target. The early bird gets the worm, except the worm is love, and the early bird is some guy named Brad who just realized he wants to be exclusive after date number 2. Meanwhile, women developed what I like to call strategic cautiousness, because making the wrong choice could literally mean life or death. This may be because men are more commonly required to show their commitment to secure a relationship. So men evolved to be fast-acting love declaration machines, while women evolved to be love investigators with trust issues. It's like nature designed the most awkward dating dynamic possible and said, good luck with that. Speaking of awkward dynamics, let's dive into how men and women approach attraction differently. And spoiler alert, it's messier than your browser history. Fact number 3. Men fall in love through their eyes, women through their minds. Ready for this plot twist? Men reported being attracted to a woman physically first, then mentally, emotionally, and finally, spiritually. Women tend to be attracted mentally first, then emotionally, physically, and at last, spiritually. It's like men and women are playing the same video game, but starting from completely different levels. Men see someone attractive and their brain goes, pretty person, must investigate further. Then they discover she's funny, smart, and has good taste in pizza toppings, and suddenly they're shopping for engagement rings. It's like falling in love in reverse. They start with the physical attraction and work backwards into emotional connection. But women need their brain to give the green light first. They're like, okay, this person is intellectually stimulating and emotionally mature. Now let me see if they're physically attractive, and oh wait, they just quoted The Office perfectly. Never mind, I'm in. It's a completely different pathway to the same destination. But here's where it gets really interesting, because there's a dark side to this whole men fall faster thing that nobody talks about. Fact number 4. It's not always about love, sometimes it's about strategy. Plot twist number 847, sometimes when men say, "I love you" early, they're not just being romantic puppies. It might not be all about the feelings. It could actually be a strategy. Ouch. That's like finding out your favorite romantic comedy was actually a documentary about manipulation. Here's the tea. In environments where there are more men competing for fewer women, guys are more likely to drop the L-bomb early as a tactical move. It's like calling dibs, but with emotions. They're essentially saying, "I claim this person first with my feelings, so everyone else can back off." It's romantic in a slightly possessive, territorial way. But before you start questioning every early "I love you" you've ever received, remember that strategy and genuine emotion aren't mutually exclusive. A guy can genuinely fall fast and also be strategically aware that expressing it early might secure the relationship. It's like being hungry for pizza and also knowing that ordering first means you get the last slice. Now let's talk about what happens when men do fall in love for real, because apparently they become completely different people. Fact number 5. When men fall, they fall hard and become unrecognizable. When men fall in love, they will go out of their comfort zone for you. When it comes to love and relationships and what makes a man fall in love, men who fall in love will be less afraid to try new things in life. Basically, love turns men into adventure-seeking, comfort zone-abandoning versions of themselves. That guy who claimed he'd never dance, suddenly he's signing up for salsa lessons. The one who said traveling was overrated, he's now researching romantic getaways to places he can't pronounce. It's like love doesn't just change men's priorities, it completely rewrites their personality software. It's like they get a firmware update that unlocks features they didn't even know they had. Men often fall in love faster than traditionally believed, typically expressing emotions sooner than women. And when they do, they go from zero to boyfriend material at lightning speed. They transform from, "I don't really do relationships," to, "I bought us matching coffee mugs in what feels like a weekend." But here's the million-dollar question. If men fall faster and harder, why do they also seem to struggle with commitment? Let's unpack this beautiful contradiction. Fact number 6. The commitment paradox. They fall fast, but run faster. Here's where men become walking contradictions that would make philosophy majors weep. They fall in love quickly, but they're also terrified of commitment. It's like being hungry, but afraid of restaurants. Studies have shown that men are more likely than women to confess love first in a relationship, but they're also more likely to have panic attacks about moving in together. Think of it like this. Men's emotional process is like a sports car. They go from zero to "I love you" incredibly fast, but they have terrible breaks when it comes to long-term planning. They can fall in love in 3 weeks, but need 6 months to decide if they're ready to leave a toothbrush at your place. This creates the most confusing dating scenario known to humanity. A guy who says he loves you on date 5, but gets anxiety attacks when you mention meeting his parents. It's like they have 2 completely different operating systems running simultaneously, one for falling in love and another for everything that comes after. And speaking of confusing scenarios, let's talk about how this plays out in modern dating apps, because oh boy, is it a mess. Fact number 7. Dating apps turn this into a complete disaster. Modern dating apps have taken men's tendency to fall fast and weaponized it into the most chaotic system ever created. Now, men can see someone attractive, develop feelings based on 6 photos and a bio that says, "I like adventures," and convince themselves they've found their soulmate before they even match. Sexual strategies theory indicates women prefer mates who show the ability and willingness to invest in a long-term mate. But dating apps reward the exact opposite behavior. Men are swiping fast, falling faster, and creating a digital landscape where everyone's confused about what anyone actually wants. Picture this. A guy sees someone on Tinder, immediately imagines their future together, sends a message that's way too intense for someone he's never met, and then wonders why she unmatched. Meanwhile, she's still trying to figure out if he's a serial killer or just really enthusiastic about brunch. Dating apps have essentially created a system where men's natural tendency to fall quickly crashes headfirst into women's natural tendency to be cautious. But here's what's really wild. When you understand these differences, you can actually use them to your advantage. Fact number 8. The psychology behind playing hard to get finally makes sense. Remember when your grandmother told you to play hard to get? Turns out she was accidentally a psychology genius. The researchers posit that evolutionarily, women had to be more guarded about choosing partners, which means when women are selective, it actually triggers men's competitive instincts. It's like this. Men are programmed to pursue and win over women, so when a woman isn't immediately available, it activates their challenge accepted mode. They don't want what's easy, they want what seems worth pursuing. It's not about manipulation. It's about understanding that men's brains are literally wired to value what they have to work for. Women, meanwhile, are naturally doing what evolutionary psychology designed them to do, being selective and cautious. When these two different systems interact, you get the classic dynamic where men pursue and women evaluate. It's not playing games. It's just two different evolutionary strategies playing out in real time. Now, let's talk about what happens when these two different systems actually work together successfully. Fact number 9. When it works, it really works. Here's the beautiful part. When men's fast-falling tendency meets women's careful evaluation process, and both people are emotionally healthy, you get the most stable relationships on the planet. Men often fall in love faster than traditionally believed, typically expressing emotions sooner than women. So encourage open communication to foster deeper connections. Think of it like this. Men bring the enthusiasm and initial commitment energy, while women bring the emotional intelligence and long-term planning skills. When men fall fast, but are also willing to do the emotional work, and when women are selective, but also open to genuine connection, you get relationships that are both passionate and stable. The key is understanding that these differences aren't bugs in the system, they're features. Men's tendency to fall quickly can provide the initial momentum that gets a relationship started, while women's natural caution ensures that the relationship is built on a solid foundation. It's like having someone who's great at starting projects paired with someone who's great at finishing them. Which brings us to our final, most important fact, the one that ties it all together. Fact number 10. The real secret isn't who falls in love faster. It's understanding your own pattern and communicating it clearly. Acceptance, recognition, and shared goals are key factors in male psychology for love, but the same applies to everyone, regardless of gender. Some people fall fast and hard, others need time to warm up, and some people alternate between both depending on the person. The research shows us general patterns, but you're not a statistic. You're an individual with your own emotional timeline and attachment style. The magic happens when two people understand their own patterns and communicate them clearly to each other. Whether you're someone who falls quickly or someone who needs time to build trust, the key is being honest about it. Don't try to speed up your natural process to match someone else's timeline, and don't try to slow down your feelings because you think you're supposed to. The best relationships happen when people are authentic about their emotional process and find someone whose timeline complements theirs. So there you have it. Men fall in love faster than women, even though they'll probably deny it, argue with this video, and then immediately text their girlfriend about how much they appreciate her. Science is weird, evolution is messy, and modern dating is basically chaos with Wi-Fi. But here's what I want you to do. Take a moment to think about your own love pattern. Are you a fast faller or a slow burner? Do you lead with your heart or your head? Understanding yourself is the first step to finding someone who gets your process. Drop a comment below and tell me, did this video make you rethink anything about your dating life? Are you team fall fast or team take it slow? And if you're a guy watching this, are you brave enough to admit that you've probably fallen faster than you let on? Hit that subscribe button if you want more videos that make you question everything you thought you knew about relationships. And ring the notification bell because we're just getting started with debunking dating myths.